Lord Mayor, Mr. Voloshin, Mr. Kosov, thank you very much for having invited the exchange to talk about and give a bit more color and detail on the changes that are taking place in Russia in the area of capital markets. It has been 2 very intense years, I think, and during this year we started to actually gather the fruits of labor that was put in the last 2 years in the area of infrastructure and capital market developments. And as I always say in meetings, I think that Russia and we all have been quite lucky. Why? Because I think crisis has sold us sometime, and it looks like it's going to sell us sometime more. And when you look at these charts, you can see that Russia has actually enjoyed and still enjoying quite a favorable macroeconomic parameters, especially if we'll compare it to the other parts of the world. Quite a low debt level within the state. Inflation is actually going to be probably lower than expected, and also growth of the economy is quite up there. So with this, I would like to move on to the building blocks of our success, as we call them, at the Moscow Exchange. Not all of the projects belong to the exchange itself. Some of them are located outside of sort of the walls of the exchange, but we are quite involved in them. And as a first project, I would like to highlight CSD1. CSD project went from a low pass in January 2012 to receiving a license on November 6th this year. And the NSD team today is very intensively involved in getting under control, opening all the accounts, nominee accounts in the registrar's level, and transfer all the assets. And we will very soon see that all the securities are actually 17F7 compliant. That's number one. And number two, certain ICSDs will open accounts at the NSD level very soon. Also, as we speak of the project of the T+2, we are planning to launch as a first step our repo with the center counterparty, which will very much feature system of risk management that will be implemented with the T+2 project. And Moscow Exchange has begun already to release the blueprints of the project details, and it is now within the market, and we are expecting last documents to go out on December 20th. It's going to be rule book clearing, probably the most central piece to everything. And we're expecting the global banking community to come back to us with your valuable details on how you see that market to be structured going forward. And this particular development, I would like to highlight, ladies and gentlemen, should significantly reduce the cost of trade for the participants, and that's very important. As we move on to the post-trade, just a few words on the National Clearing Center and the National Securities Depository, and I would like to highlight 2 most important things: that NCC is actually aiming at providing clearing across all markets, and NSD is actually planning to be, of course, the central securities depository for the market, but also, as a few speakers before me have said, it's going to provide a few other services in the OTC market, in settlement and clearing as well. There has been a very close cooperation with FTSE classification in the past years, and I would like to report that actual work has resulted in 3, to my opinion, very significant developments. FTSE country classification gave a 1 notch up rating for 3 markets. First is derivatives market, then it's securities. And then I would like to accentuate, ladies and gentlemen, that it gave a rating of pass to the FX section, and of course, you know, this is very much due to the ruble that has become convertible in recent years, but also a lot of developments on the risk management side of the FX section, and a lot of new product introduction that has been coming out in the past couple of years. We must recognize also an outstanding leadership of our National Association of Securities Dealers and Brokers, NALFOR, that has championed legislation project on improving the registration and placement legislation for the securities. With these changes that should become available to us in the very beginning of next year, we will be seeing a landscape that will be very much similar to the landscape developed under the European directives and to the laws and legislation of Northern America. We also have released details of our vision how the future listing should structure. We need to avail listing to become what it is in other markets, basically become a scrutiny for quality for companies that are becoming listed on Moscow Exchange, and most importantly, how they are going to and most importantly, we have to create the link between the listing and the index policy. A very important thing about marketing, and it's been said a few times before at this meeting this morning, during 2012, Moscow Exchange entire senior management team has been involved in promoting Moscow Exchange and the changes in the capital markets in various forms. And client events in New York, London, Milano, Stockholm, Hong Kong has actually brought a great awareness and commercial interest from the international investment community to the changes that are taking place in Russia. We have completed 200 and plus face-to-face investment fund meetings, and during these meetings we were seeking for advice and opinion of international investment community on how we have to move this train forward that's called the changes in the capital markets in Russia. Very important tactical step that we have implemented on October 19th. We have opened a point of presence just to be closer to the investment community around the world, and we've placed our point of presence in Slough, and it has been actually extremely successful as we've been very busy connecting various members and firms to our point of presence. However, that's job's been done, but 2013 will not be less intense. It's probably going to be a more intense year, and we will be focusing on more than a few things. First of all, test and learn how well the post-trading infrastructure that we have set up will be functioning and understand what are the areas of development. Second thing, we have to roll out the CCP model that will be recognized by investment community, and we have to deliver on the T+2 projects. Third, we have to complete the listing reforms. Fourth, we have to secure privatization to be taking place in Russia with 100% of deals taking place in local forms. And fifth, very important, is the focus on development of of the domestic investor base, ladies and gentlemen. Why are we doing this? A very important thing. We're actually doing this because we would like to have Moscow become a center of liquidity and price discovery for the Russian traded securities. So, to conclude, it has been a very positive and rewarding experience. And as I said, our goal is to consolidate liquidity. And I am delighted that the project that we have been working on for the past couple of years have enjoyed such a great and healthy appetite from the international investment community. And I believe this is a key. I must say words of recognition actually to London Stock Exchange that has played a very big role, to my opinion, to development of the Russian companies. And I think without that resource, it would be very difficult for the Russian companies to develop. And we're looking forward to have that experience internalized and understand how we can move forward as a group. Because I have to remind, ladies and gentlemen, that the true objective of the entire exercise is actually to grow the pie bigger, and that's the key. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I think actually we'll go straight through to lunch because we'll have plenty of opportunity to talk there and ask questions if you have any. Ambassador, Co-Chairman, thank you very much. I think we're this way for some lunch. So, please, thank you very much.